Plaintiff Viola Hare Wilson says growing up she never knew her father. But 10 years ago she was told that she and the defendants share the same father. Unfortunately, the defendant's father passed away, so she petitioned the court for a DNA test to see if the defendants are her half-sisters. Defendants Desiree Osby Seaton and her sister Shalise Osby say their father wasn't in their lives growing up, and 4 years ago he told Desiree that he may have another daughter. Both are eager to find out if they have another sister today.
All right, and we're here to check the DNA test to determine whether you all are family by blood.
Yes.
Or just family by love.
Yes.
Tell me about your relationship with the ladies here, or give me some background on yourself first.
Okay, first, the background story is about 10 years ago, me and my beautiful daughter here, Moray, we were in a clothing store.
But both you ladies are beautiful. Let me make that clear.
You.
And I'm glad my wife is not here. That's the only time I can say that. She was here yesterday. I even made the comment that when young pretty girls come in here, she fold her arms and look up there on that front row and say, "You better not bat an eye."
I would do that. That's
she
what I
ain't
would
here
do.
today, and her cousin Sean, you better not tell her. And her niece, who Linda raised for the most part, you better not tell her.
I would do that too.
Go ahead, but I thought I'd throw that compliment out while I can.
But that sounds like me. I would do that too.
You would too, in that front.
Yes, I
You
would.
better not bat an eye. All
Yes,
right.
I would.
Go ahead.
But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it, especially coming from you, Judge Mathis. Thank you. So about 10 years ago, me and my daughter were in a clothing store, and I was looking at an outfit on a mannequin, and a young lady came in behind me, and she was admiring the same outfit. And we happened to look at each other, and we realized that we recognized each other from high school. And she's like, "Oh, hey, Viola, how you doing?" And I was like, "Hey, how are you?" And she was like, "Oh,
From high school you knew each other?
From high school,
okay.
yes. And she said to me, she said, "Oh," she said, "I just got off the phone with your father." So I looked at her for a moment because I don't know my father. I kind of was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Who's my father?" And then she said, "Uncle Charlie," which is, you know, their father. So I pulled her aside and I asked her if she can give me a little bit more information on this man. Because prior to that, I had asked, as I got older, I had started to ask people about who they thought my father could be. So she said to me, I said, "Well, okay, this man says he's my father." She said, "We all know he's your father. We knew it since high school." So I'm like, okay. So I said to her, I said, if I give you my phone number, when you contact him, you know, see if it's okay if I call him or he calls me, whichever one. So she ended up calling me about 2 days later. And she said, "He's gonna call you." I said, "Okay." So he called me and we talked. And I asked him, "Are you my father?" He said, "Yes." I said, "How do you know you're my father?" And he told me the backstory on him and my mother. And I said, "Well, if you're my father, where have you been?" And he said, "Well, to tell you the truth," he said, "I wasn't such a good guy." Later on, I found out that, you know, if I am his child, at that time he was married, so, you know.
Okay. Had you out of wedlock.
Right. So
While married.
Right. So I wasn't a child that really should have, I guess, been known about or whatever. He said he did come around when I was little. But of course I don't remember because I was very little. He did try to see if we could meet up on several occasions, but I was bitter. I was angry, I'm not gonna lie. I really had no interest in him.
Yep.
So I kind of like, we talked for a couple weeks, but something deep inside just was like, let it go. You've been, you know, it's been all of this time without him.
Both you ladies are beautiful. Let me make that
thank
clear. And I'm glad my wife is not here. That's the only time I can say that. She was here yesterday. I even made the comment that when young pretty girls come in here, she fold her arms and look up there on that front row and say, "You better not bat an eye."
Plaintiff Viola Hare Wilson says 10 years ago, she learned that she and the defendants may have the same father. So she petitioned the court for a DNA test to find out if they are related.
I knew my dad for about 2 weeks. One, just like you said, they say he used to come pick me up in the projects when I was age 1 and come back. Found out he was married, and that's why. So later he did marry my mom, and that lasted a year and left, didn't see any more. Then when I was 14, my mother couldn't control me anymore. I was in the street gangs in the projects where we lived. So she said, go stay with your father. He can straighten you out for the summer. I said, I don't know that man. Why are you sending me over there? Went over there for about 2 weeks. Found out he was a hustler. He had a resale shop upstairs where he would buy it from hot material from the street gangs. I knew that gang because I was on the other side of town. I said, oh, he ain't nothing but a criminal either. So I joined up with that gang on that side of town. When my mother come over there, she see me in the gang attire. She immediately smacks him, takes me home. I never saw him again. His daughters, my sisters, showed up after television. And the one I embrace most, and I'm proud of this, she just came to me on the Mathis side, is Attila Shabazz. She's the daughter of Malcolm X.
Oh, wow.
So she tells me, from her knowledge, she believes I'm related to them. Wow. So I'm the cousin of Malcolm X. All right, well, that's all good news. Me and you share a lot, and you all know about mine now. And let me hear from you about you all's life and your background and how it might relate to Ms. Wilson.
Well, I'm the oldest daughter, and my mom was the one that was married to my dad at the time. I was raised, I was born in New Jersey, but then I was moved to Virginia. So I really didn't see my dad unless I went home to Atlantic City because my mom worked 2 and 3 jobs. As far as finding out about Viola, approximately about 4 years ago, my dad stated that I might have a sister. And I'm like, okay. So it wasn't until the day he was being pulled off the ventilator, she was called to the hospital. And the family right now on my dad's side is upset with us. But I told him, it's not about y'all, it's about us.
There you go.
And we have to
your needs, your desires.
Build this. We have to give her closure. If this is her dad, she'll know, and then she'll be part of our family no matter what. So.
See, that's what I wanted to hear. How about you, young lady?
Right,
what do you want to tell me?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so I'm the youngest. So I met my father. The first memory I have of him, I was about 2 years old, I think. He would come and, come visit periodically. But up until about 2015, I didn't actually have a relationship with him, per se. And one day, just out the blue, I called him. And because I don't think I had talked to him for about 4 years prior to that. I was born out of wedlock. He and my mother dated for about a year, and I was conceived and born, but he was never around, in the household. So my memories of him before 2015 were that I could count how many times on my one hand that I had seen him. So that's going to tell you a lot. Yeah. But he passed.
Now, did that inspire you guys or what? Not having your dad around. Did it say I kind of want to prove to him or prove to myself that I don't need him? That never was your sentiment? Maybe that's boys because that's how I felt.
I'm going to say for me, it didn't work out well for me.
Okay, it didn't inspire
I don't
you.
have that great story to tell. Honestly, the best thing that I probably I got married, to my daughter's father, and it wasn't a good one. I think I was looking for the love. I don't want to say I was looking for the love of a father, but I know that I always dated older men. I'm 44 years old, and I say my best accomplishment is this young lady right
There you
here.
go. All right. You know what to say. That's the biggest accomplishment for Linda and I as well.
She's been a straight A student, and all through high school. She's in college now. She's
Excellent.
studying.
Stand up.
Yes, please.
Stand up. We're proud of you. We're proud of you. Very proud of you. Very proud of you. All right, state your name.
Amore Wilson.
Where you in school?
Rutgers University.
Oh, wow, good school. What do you intend to do?
My major right now is neuroscience, so I think I want to do research.
Neuroscience, and you're a student?
Yes.
All right, very good. We're proud of you. All right, and some folks, young men in particular, use it as a source of inspiration when your dad is not in your life. You know, a little anger, and I want to prove to him. And that kind of came after my mother passed. I was by myself. I said, but I'm going to show him. And he's going to hear about me one day.
Plaintiff Viola Hare Wilson says 10 years ago, she learned that she and the defendants may have the same father. So she petitioned the court for a DNA test to find out if they are related.
So there you have it. And you all didn't have any of those feelings either?
I'm similar to Viola. I've always dated older men, and it comes from, I believe, not having a father figure in my life. But the one thing that I did differently, and I speak to the audience to please take the time to get to know your baby daddy. Like, I made sure I was not going to have a father like I had. I made sure that my son was going to have a man present in his life. And I have my ex-husband. We're not married anymore because it's just differences. But he's we're a strong bond. We raised our son good. He's actually about to graduate from Morgan State next month. His birthday was yesterday, so. But he's really independent, works hard.
I believe personalities are genetics. Let's see, though. I really do believe that personalities are genetic. I see the personalities of a couple of my children are just like mine. The mannerisms in a lot of ways. You can see hers is like yours sometimes. The mannerisms, I can see they hold their head, just different things. And I said, that can only come through genetics. Because they've been doing it since they were toddlers. And I'm glad you all are going to continue your relationship as friends, and tell that woman to stay out y'all business. Yeah, they are not related. Right. But at least you all will be friends and be able to associate with each other. God bless y'all.
She's gonna have to get through it, and hopefully we'll remain friends, and hopefully one day she'll find her true dad. I pray that you do.
I just hope she gets the closure she needs.
Plaintiff Katie Hunt started dating the defendant while separated from her husband. But after her husband was murdered, things with the defendant went downhill. Katie's suing her ex for the down payment on a van. Defendant Carl Clark says he started dating Katie after she told him she was getting a divorce. However, her husband's death took an emotional toll on their relationship and eventually led to their breakup.
Start with you.
A bit of a backstory. In October of last year, I had filed for divorce from my husband, from my late husband, due to his worsening addiction to meth. Through that divorce, I stayed single for a couple months, but was on a dating app. Carl approached me on the dating app, and he was a previous family friend, so we hit it off pretty quickly. We had an amazing relationship for several months and just fit together very well. However, last July...
How long had you all been in a relationship by last July?
At that point, Your Honor, it would have been 7 months.
All right, last July, 7 months.
Yes, sir. And then in July of 2019, my husband was shot and murdered. And so...
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Caused a bit of strain on my relationship and a lot of emotional damage with my children at home. I've got 4 kiddos at home. And Carl wasn't the most supportive through my grieving process, and we decided to break up and kind of see where things went from there. It added a lot of animosity to our relationship, and so that kind of just brings us current.
Hear from you.
Back in December, we were on a dating site, and I connected with her, started talking to her. We hit it off pretty quick. She told me what was going on with her husband, and they were getting a divorce, and we started dating, moved in with each other. And July, her husband got murdered, and it just all went downhill from there. We started arguing a lot, and a lot of emotional stress right there.
You think it was because of the tragedy?
Yes, she's had a lot of tragedy the last couple years in her life.
And tell me how it broke down during the time of you supporting her. It seems like that would bring you all closer together.
So I was there for her.
Sometimes people turn on each other instead of toward each other.
So I was there for her through it, and you know, her came and brought a lot of drama to it.
How so?
It kind of makes it all about her when she's around. So it made us argue. You know, we'd argue. I'd leave.
Over her
about everything that was going on with the funeral arrangements, the death.
How did you get involved in that?
Well,
were you invited to get involved in that process?
I was part of the. I was with her, living with her.
I understand, but were you invited to get involved in that process?
What do you mean?
Did you invite him to help make decisions or advise you? Okay, so I understand now. In other words, she has asked for some advice before you inject yourself into the most troubled time of her life. Right. You know, it might be, hey, you know, we just met, we just started dating 7 months ago. Lay back on this and you just lay back and let me handle this with my family.
Plaintiff Katie Hunt was dating the defendant while separated from her husband. But after her husband was murdered, things with the defendant went downhill.
You got involved with her permission or with her consent and became problematic. So what I said may happen actually happened. Right. However, she did invite you in to be a part of that. That's why I was asking that question. The funeral arrangements, you said, became problematic.
Yeah, she had a lot of stress after that. She wasn't thinking clearly, and we argued a lot, and so I'd leave. I'd go stay at my brother's.
You weren't able to figure out that a lot of her anger was a result of her trauma?
No, I know. I knew that.
You couldn't restrain yourself from talking back or from engaging in an argument?
I tried, and that's why I left. Yeah. That's why I left.
You're human.
I left. I went and stayed somewhere else, and by me going to stay somewhere else and not arguing, you know, she felt that I wasn't there for her.
Okay. You're human. I understand. Some folks may not be able to restrain themselves because of what she was going through, and it could become so destructive to you that even though you understood, you know, catch you off guard at the wrong time, yeah, I'm gonna argue back with you. So I understand that, quite frankly, and I understand your reaction to your crisis and the trauma that you endured. Okay, tell me about the van you're suing for.
So, Your Honor, in also July, I was looking for a new vehicle for myself and my 4 kiddos. My twins are 2 now, and so bigger vehicle. And so the divorce really ruined my credit, and I wasn't able to finance a vehicle in my own name. And so I reached out to Carl and asked if he would finance a vehicle in his name, and that was agreed upon. The down payment was $2,000, and that was, I handed Carl $2,000 in cash towards the end of July and for the payment. However, the day after my husband was murdered, when I had to go to the coroner's and the sheriff's office and, you know, stay really busy, Carl and I got into another argument, and he took the vehicle, he took the van.
What was that argument about?
Probably his lack of support, if I remember correctly,
Okay.
just because it was a pretty emotional time, and he wasn't quite supportive. I don't think he could offer the support that I needed, especially with my 4 kids. So yeah, the lack of support caused an argument, and he took the vehicle, and he said that he knew that it was my money and that he would pay, and I've got texts that say yes.
Sir, you took the vehicle and never returned it? You tell me your side. Maybe she's not being clear, or I'm misunderstanding, or maybe she misunderstood.
She had a van repoed, needed a new vehicle.
In July.
In July. I went to the dealership with her, and she couldn't get into her name. So I agreed to put it in my name. I put it in my name. At that time, we had a joint bank account. She pulled $2,000. Well, yeah, she pulled $2,000 out of the joint bank account and gave it to me to go.
Whose $2,000 was it?
It was a joint bank account. So
who put it in there? You're not married, so
no, we're not.
Put it
so
in
we
there?
both put money in there.
Okay, and you all don't know how much? What are you shaking your head? But anyhow, I'll let you finish. Go ahead. So it was a joint bank account.
Yes.
So you felt you were within your rights to go and buy it and not give it to her.
Right. Well, we got it, and it was hers.
It was hers, the car?
No, it was in my name. It was in my name.
I said, was it hers?
It was both of ours, kinda.
Kinda? Yeah, go ahead. You're confused about it, so now I know. Part of it is you're confused. You don't even know if it's kinda yours or all of yours,
it was in
or
my
half
name,
of
so
yours.
when she kicks me out, I took it with me because I'm not going to leave a vehicle that's in my name in the possession of somebody else, knowing that if she didn't pay for it, it'd come back on me.
How much was due?
The van payment was $221 a month.
Plaintiff Katie Hunt was dating the defendant while separated from her husband. But after her husband was murdered, things with the defendant went downhill.
All right, so you took the car, and did you think of, I guess you felt it was your money and your car. You felt all of it was your money? The whole $2,000?
No, sir.
Why didn't you give her some of it back then?
I told her I would repay her.
What happened?
And then we were on and off, so, and then now here we are.
What do you mean? I don't know what that means. What is on? What is being on and off? Now here we are. I don't know. What's the connection?
We're on and off on our relationship.
I don't care. She doesn't either, right?
Correct.
You want your money.
Absolutely.
Right, and I'll pay. And I told her I'd pay her back.
Okay.
And she don't do it. She just wants to sue me. And well, here we are. So I told her I'd pay her back. She has text messages.
Okay.
Not that I feel that I'm obligated to. I feel bad for her, and so I.
Let me hear about the joint bank account so I can educate some folks here who are watching.
It's a total mistake to put him on my joint bank account, but at that point, we kind of did everything together. So I added him to my bank account, but my bank statement showed that that same day that down payment was made, I got paid. So part of that was a $1,300 paycheck that was immediately withdrawn and handed to the dealership, and then 2 weeks later, an additional $700 was paid to the dealership. So $2,000 total. The other payment portion was from student loan proceeds, as I'm a student right now, and so all of it was my money.
Yeah, it's easy to identify.
Absolutely.
That it was your money earned and deposited. Because it's not joint money, sir. That's when you marry. You got to marry her for it to be joint property and joint money. Doyle and I can go and get a savings account together, a checking account together as joint holders of the account. But believe me, he's not going to take the amount of money out other than what he's put in there. He's not going to say, Judge, I'm going to spend your check because it's in the account.
It's ours.
Yeah, it's ours. Yeah, Judge, it's ours. It's mine too. No, that's not how that works, folks. And if it had been in existence for a number of years where a judge might conclude that it was a common law marriage, then perhaps it would have been 50-50 ownership of the monies in that account. But you just told me that it's easily identified that you put this money in and that money was used toward the purchase of the van. And he agreed to repay you and keep the van. So we're going to let him do that. You keep the van and you get your money back and everybody's fine. $2,000 judgment. Good luck to you. For the plaintiff.
It's unfortunate it came down to this, but I'm glad we can put it behind us.
I love you. Is that better?